Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Doodles to Dazzle. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Barbara.
And today we're going to be getting down into the nitty gritty of creativity and gratitude this holiday season.
That's right. We love this season so much. It's so fun. It's such a fun season, right? It's about togetherness. It's about family, friends. It's about gratitude. It's about showing your gratitude.
Yes, food,
surprises,
gifts,
lights everywhere.
Christmas trees.
Yeah, glue wine.
Decorations. Yes.
The list goes on and on. So yeah, we are really excited to do a whole episode about creativity and gratitude in this festive season.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
Yeah. So one of the first things and foremost things about the season's gratitude. And I think it's very important that not just us, but all of us can take a moment to appreciate both the little things in our lives and the big things that are there, right?
Mm-hmm. Gratitude is such an empowering feeling.
Yeah.
It's something that's really important for your mindfulness as well. So reflecting and really bringing those feelings up and thinking about what are you really grateful for is like, for me it's a daily practice, because for me it's like a good it brings a lot of good feelings to my day, and it gives me energy to kind of go on about my day. And now in this season it's just extra special to think about these things, and not just about thinking about it, but also I think acting on it.
Yeah, expressing your
gratitude. And I think that's a really beautiful thing to do that, because a lot of people say, okay, you have to be grateful. Okay, put it in your daily practice. Okay, that's already really good.
That's a good step.
It's a really good step. You're already doing better than most people.
It's amazing because you need to be grateful every day, especially it's healthy. It's good for your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind needs this to appreciate what you have, because it makes you generally a more positive person. You're happier,
a stronger
person versus someone who's struggling. I mean, I'm sure many of you have your moments where you're struggling, and then every time you might read it somewhere, or someone on YouTube might say, it always comes back to gratitude. And when you practice that gratitude, you realize you do feel better. So it's good to have that as a daily
It's what
practice.
You're focused on in life, right? Because you can always find things that you're unhappy with.
Yes.
That's always there. There's always things you want to improve. But if you're solely gonna focus on that and not think about what you're grateful about, or maybe all the steps that you've already taken, maybe you're not at your goals yet.
Or how far you've come along.
But maybe you're like a quarter of the way. Maybe you should be grateful for what you've done so far as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you are ready to take the next mile, or how do you say it? What's the proper word to say it?
Next step.
Go the extra mile. That's the one.
Go the extra mile.
If you want to go the extra mile, then you can also take a moment to show your gratefulness where it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because maybe there's people who helped lift you up. Maybe it can be many things. Maybe you just want to show your gratitude to your parents or your friends, or somebody who really helped you at some point.
Or someone who you just connect with.
Or somebody that you connect with,
It doesn't need help. You don't just express towards who you help, but those who've just been in your life and you appreciate their presence.
But help can be in many ways. Help can also be like a conversation, or maybe you were going through a rough time and there was somebody who was there to listen. It can be even something as simple as that. And
people you're grateful to have in your life.
Yeah. And going the extra mile means showing those people that you're grateful about them.
Yes.
And you're going to see, if you do this, if you go the extra mile, it's really, it feels good. It feels good to do that.
And people remember this.
And it doesn't only feel good for you, but it also feels amazing for the people that receive your gratefulness.
Yeah.
Often they're just blown away.
Yeah.
You know?
And this time of the year is like such a great time to do it, simply because it's also coming towards the close of this year, where you reflect generally, where I think most people end up in this state of reflection where you're trying to think about what your year has been like, and you reflect on how far you've come, the things you've done, who have been in your life during these moments that you're going through this year. And then you also look towards the next year and you think about where you're going next. So it's a time of reflection. So it's a perfect time to practice some gratitude, and to share some of that gratitude.
Yes, because how many opportunities do we really have where it's acceptable in this
Yes.
culture to say that you're grateful about them? It doesn't happen so much. I mean,
No,
there's
especially
always
in these parts of the world, I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
People tend to be fairly more private and more
and
isolated and
yeah.
living in your bubbles,
Yes, yes.
right?
I think especially after Corona, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like people are a lot more like stuck in their bubble, or the kind of people that they hang out with, and it's while it's getting better, so like that, I feel like this is still happening, that it feels a bit isolated. Everybody has their little groups,
Yes,
and I think it's nice to break through that sometimes, you know.
definitely, definitely. And that's why it's important that we go the extra mile and even connect with people who maybe we haven't seen in a while, but we still cherish them anyway,
Yeah.
or send a message, or a little Christmas card to put a smile on their face when they
Yeah,
see it in their mailbox.
exactly.
Just something, a little something, something,
Mhm.
right? And
Because
there's
who still who
yeah,
does that?
who does that?
No,
I mean,
like
Christmas
this.
cards these days, I feel like
It's gone less and less, right?
it's more if
The
somehow,
bombardment of Christmas WhatsApp messages,
yeah,
right?
somehow I feel like, because people do it, that people don't give Christmas cards as much as they used to, it feels more special somehow.
Yeah.
Simply because it takes us back to, at least it takes me, and definitely Barbara, it takes us back to when we were kids and we would make these Christmas cards as kids to give to our family, and they would love it. But at that point, it was more of a common practice to
Yes.
give and receive Christmas cards.
Yes.
I remember I'd sit with my parents and we'd be sitting and writing all these cards for like 100 people. And it was an event in itself.
Yeah.
And that's something people don't do so much these days.
No, and I think it's such a missed opportunity because, okay, you might send messages or receive messages through WhatsApp, but somehow it feels so impersonal.
Yeah. I mean, we do that also on Christmas Day. We
Yeah.
still send those messages, but
Of
we still
course.
send the Christmas cards
I mean,
because
like it's because it's always the same things you get. Also, it's nothing
yeah,
so special about it. It's often like the same GIF, or you go through the
sure.
whole.
Well, same or not, it just feels a bit impersonal.
It
That's
feels
it.
impersonal because how do you go about it? Okay,
Yeah.
you just bulk send it to all these
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
It doesn't feel like it's specially for you, and a card it's specially for you, so you cherish it, and the
Yeah.
receiver
Because
it's
someone puts in the time to write it and to mail it,
to
or
look
to
for your
go
address and
and
post
yeah,
it.
exactly. So it's that going the extra mile. It's not that much work, but it's an extra,
Yeah.
that it's an
The
extra that we
cherry on
do,
top, let's
and
say.
people appreciate that. So
Yeah.
go ahead. Christmas cards are a wonderful way. It's the same with gifts. I mean, gifts, you don't have to spend big bucks to give gifts, right? It can
Exactly.
be something small. It's more about the thought.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like also like Christmas has become such a obligation thing and a commercial thing,
Yeah,
especially.
sure.
So people are more focused on budgeting, and it's understandable because money can be tight.
Mhm.
So it's understandable that you set these budget limits. But maybe it's time that we kind of go back to the essence of Christmas. It's not about money.
Mhm.
It's about giving. Okay, so what can we give? Maybe you can find a way to, if you don't have the funds for it, or you want to give everybody something, and that can become a lot, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you can go into some handicrafts or some
Some
handmade,
creative,
some creative
bring up some of that
gifts.
creative juices
Yeah.
that you've been doing on your journeys.
And it doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to go about it. I mean,
Mhm.
Maybe you can make some cookies, for example, and put
Yeah.
them, package them nicely, and give everybody some homemade cookies. How cool
Yeah.
is that? You
It's
know,
not much work. I
it's
mean,
not much work.
and
And
if you
if you
have
don't know how
kids,
to do that, there are these pre-made packs where you just have
exactly.
to mix things up.
Yeah,
So
and
there are ways to do it.
if you have kids, it's such a fun activity to
Yeah.
do it with kids
And that
too,
become then
because
an act of togetherness. What
yes,
is like the foundation of Christmas, right?
yes,
So that's like one thing that you can do. But there's so many small handicraft projects that you can do. You can make your own greeting cards. It's something that
yes.
we do, obviously. You can also do things like
Knitting projects.
knitting.
That's something I recently finished my first knitting project, and it was so much fun. I didn't think I would have so much fun. I made this big scarf. It was not a gift for anybody else. It was more for myself. But as a first project, it was amazing. And I love doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels good to have
Mm-hmm.
done this. But now I'm also looking forward to making some mini projects that I'd like to give to family, that for kids perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm looking forward to doing.
Mm-hmm.
And simply because I'm still being creative. Maybe I'm not doing my usual creative stuff, but I'm still doing something creative that is both enjoyable, that's still working with your hands, and it's still gonna be special
Mm-hmm.
when I give it to yeah, when I give it as a gift. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't have to be about the money. It's about the thought.
It's about the
Yeah.
thought and the effort that you put, and
Yes.
that's the extra mile, guys. That's what it is. And it doesn't have to be hard. You can just as well just take some herbs and put it in oil.
Yes.
There are easy ways to do this to make something really special. So just Google easy handmade gifts or something.
Yes.
I'm sure you're gonna find a whole list of different things that you can do that are possible to do also.
Yes. And
Because
you might say, "Oh, I don't have time and this and that." But this is the perfect time in the year to slow down
yeah.
and take a moment, and we can choose to sit in front of the TV or watch something, and we might make time for other things, but if we don't make time to express our gratitude, how are we supposed to keep up these relationships? How are we supposed to
Mm-hmm.
show and express our love and gratitude towards the people we care about?
Mm-hmm.
If we cannot even do that much for our people, how are we expected to step up when it does count,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When they really do need it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is just a matter of taking a bit of time. It
Yep.
also shows the kind of person, the kind of yeah, the person you are, and person you want to be, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's a worthy goal to live towards, the worthy value to inculcate into your lives, right?
Yeah. It's you can make like your own little tradition, and maybe it becomes something that you do every year. I know for sure
Yeah.
making Christmas cards has become something for us that's like tradition in
Yeah.
our family now.
And once our daughter grows up, she'll become more involved in the process herself, and she'll
Yeah.
love doing that too. And this is such a good way to teach kids express their gratitude and to help them develop values that are productive and constructive towards the society. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is I think it's a good thing to try to do.
Mm-hmm. And I get that it takes time, and maybe you're feeling tired after a long day of work and like, oh, now I still have to do this. But it can be fun to do it as well. It can be a fun activity that you do together, and you're going to see that you get such positive feelings from doing that, and so much more than sitting in the sofa and binge watch things. It just feels a lot more special to put your
Definitely.
time in these things. And you can slow down. You don't have to make something for everybody. I'm not saying that. You don't even have to make things. I mean, if you have the budget, you could also just as well go to other creators and maybe investigate in how they make their
Small
things, small
businesses, yeah.
businesses, and maybe buy something from there. If you
Mhm.
still want to have that hand touch, but you want to spend some money or you don't have the time, you can also just as well do that. There's just different ways to go about the whole Christmas gift giving, I think, than what it has become. Like, oh, Secret Santa, oh, so this kind of budget. Okay, here's a list of all the
Yes.
things I want. Choose one out of three. I mean, that's for me that it became a bit boring.
Yeah, and it feels more on need-based.
Obligation. Yeah.
Need-based, like, "Oh, I need this." But instead, I think in essence, gifts started also to be about trying to give not necessarily something they need, but also something that would move them, right?
Yes.
Where
Where's the
where's
emotion?
the emotional aspect of it? And I can only think of a handful of gifts that really moved me. And sure, it's not always possible to move every single
No, of
person
course.
that you give a gift to, but that's always a bit of a challenge. Nor does anybody have that kind of time to make it for everyone. So I can understand that sometimes a simple gift that you buy at a shop is fine. It's nothing like that. But I think it's also okay to try to do something a little extra than what you're used to normally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point. And a good way to do that is just being a bit creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go a little crazy.
Yeah. Have fun
Have
with it.
fun with
And yeah,
it.
it'll make it more memorable. Just
For
if you
everybody.
reflect back on this holiday season next year or a couple of years down the road, you'll go back and you'll reflect like, I made the Christmas cards that year, or I made a gift for her, and it was super special, and she will always remember that. And
Mm-hmm.
I always remember it because I enjoyed making it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
something that'll always stay in your memory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there are times for us, I don't remember the kind of gifts I got for people we care about, or nor do I remember many of the gifts we got simply because
It was just on the
it's
list.
just it was just on a
It was
list,
on the
and we're
list.
also guilty of
Of
that,
course. Of
and there are
course.
still moments where we might just give a gift what is most convenient to give, or
Mm-hmm.
something that we buy in a shop, simply because time is always a bit of
Mm-hmm.
not always on our side, so we have to do with what we can. It's the gesture that counts, as it always says.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can, try to do a little extra, because it will definitely make it memorable.
Yes, it will definitely bring some cheer and happiness and good vibes to everybody that you're sharing this with, and especially also to yourself.
Yes.
So I think we can wrap up.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Try to keep it as short as we can, as sweet as we can.
Yeah.
But it's also something we want to spread this holiday cheer. I know
Yes.
sometimes there are many of you who might be going through a tough time, and the hope is that this cheer will lift you up a little and make you a bit hopeful that things will look better soon,
Mm-hmm.
and that whatever it might be, you have it in you to find a way out and to make it work, and pick yourselves up, right?
Mm-hmm.
The new year is coming. That
Yes.
means lots of new opportunities to
Mm-hmm.
turn things around, to
Mm-hmm.
start new journeys, to move forward to the next step of your journey. So, guys, this is a wonderful time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
In our opinion, is the most wonderful time of the year, right?
It is. It
So
definitely
we're
is.
really grateful. We're especially grateful that there are many of you out there who really love listening to us. We've been on
Yes.
this podcasting journey for a few months now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a fun thing to look forward to. Sorry we're a bit late with this episode. We had quite a busy few
Mm-hmm.
days, so we didn't get to it on time, but we're really grateful that you come to us every week looking forward to the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that you continue supporting us. You can
Mm-hmm.
always share this episode with, or any other episode with friends, family, or anyone who you want to spread some cheer to.
Mm-hmm.
You can please leave, if you can, please leave a review to help encourage us to keep at it.
And if you make something handmade gift, we would love to see it. So
Yes.
tag us so we can take a peek at all the creative stuff that you're making. We'd
Yes.
love to see it.
Or reach out to us, share some stories. We're always looking for some stories. So to put a smile on our face,
Mm-hmm.
or anywhere you just need someone to listen to, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can always reach out.
So I know it's still a bit early, but I'm going to end with a Merry Christmas to you all.
And Merry Christmas to you all. Indeed.
And we hope you have a great time with your family, your friends, the people you're close with. And yeah, you can spread that holiday cheer to everybody and just enjoy the festivities and the togetherness together.
Yes.
And hopefully some nice food too.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we will see you next week.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.